Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your Aptrepreneur, and before we begin today's video, I want to acknowledge the bombing or attack or whatever the heck it is at the Ariana Grande concert. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Ariana Grande. For that matter, some people have even been joking that, I hate her music, I didn't hate it that badly to bomb a concert. Guys, I don't know whether it's a terrorist attack, an accident, whatever, but the bottom line is people have died and some of their families' lives have changed forever. So I just want to kind of acknowledge that. It's kind of weighing heavy on my heart as I talk about problems like rate cuts and Uber. I mean, kind of puts things into perspective that things could always be a lot worse. And yet, what I need to talk about does need to be talked about, because the thing is, as much as people laugh, Uber has been affecting our lives. And the terms of service update today, which is when I'm filming this, although you'll probably see this tomorrow, it bothered me. It really struck a nerve with me. And I just finished watching Uberman's video, which I will link to below because I think he articulates the situation much better than I could. That Uber basically is a company that takes and takes and takes and doesn't give back. And it's done by design. They don't need to price the rides the way they do. They choose to. They sold the idea to Uber to us by making all this money. And people like me were on YouTube telling people how much money we were making, and we weren't lying. We were making money. I'm still making money, if I'm going to be completely honest. Although that could definitely change with the new TOS. And people are in a bad spot, and what's going on really should be illegal. It should be. I mean, the thing is, when we all sign terms of service and agreements, there's always that thing we feel that we reserve the right to change these terms anytime. I don't know if I don't know if that should be legal, because Uber has taken the change of service and agreements to a level where it affects people's lives, to the point where they were making money one year and they're not making money the other year. In fact, they might be in debt the other year. And I'm not going to blame it all on Uber, because, some people invested heavily into this company. And I've kind of joked about how Uber is valued at this much money, and yet they don't really have a lot of assets to show for it, because we're the ones who own the cars and do the maintenance and everything. But the thing is, we own the cars and we do the maintenance, and this is our money. Our money's going into this company, and we're not getting a lot back, in fact. And the TOS change, where Uber basically has admitted they're not going to pay us anymore, and in fact, they intend to screw us, and they intend to continue to screw us. I mean, again, I was talking to my dad, I was just calling him because I have a closer relationship with my parents. I call my dad, my mom, my dad, sometimes my brother. And I did mention, I'm just not feeling it right now. I know nothing's going to change immediately, but in the near future, probably, I will even be making less money. Can I even trust that I'm getting all of my surge? Can I trust that I'm getting paid what I'm worth? And I can't do that anymore. And Uberman addressed the possibility of a strike, and I want to follow up with that, assessment. Because he's all for a strike. And, I am too. The problem with strikes is that people have bills to pay. And this is why strikes are hard. Because when you strike, you're not working. And that's why even with some of our most famous strikes, you see people with the picket lines, and it's like, hey, we're fighting for higher wages, we're fighting for better benefits, we're going to suffer a little in the short term, but hey, in the long run, we're going to be doing much better. And they're probably right. And yet, you have people willing to cross the picket line because, hey, they have bills to pay. So do I, for that matter. And that's always been a constant issue. And I keep telling people, and I've been encouraging people more and more these days, just to simply not drive for Uber. That's how you get them to change. You don't drive for Uber. And Uber even suggested you delete the app. Now, I'm for that. But will people do it? That's the question. That is the big question. I strongly encourage people to stop working for Uber with the wages the way they are. I mean, drive for Lyft. Do the food delivery service. I mean, he made a great point that you can make more money delivering pizza. And you know what? There's Postmates, there's DoorDash, there's Grubhub, there's Saucy, which is only alcohol, there's Caviar, there's Uporder, which is not in my area. There's Instacart, there's Amazon Flex. There's a lot of ways to deliver food and you'd be making more money than driving for Uber. And driving less, and you don't have to worry about passengers. It's a great time. What's great about the gig economy is that there are so many options. If one company is doing something you don't like, you can switch to other companies and make your money there. So why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we doing it? I mean, how many drivers would it take to delete the app and not drive for Uber for there to be a substantial difference that needs to be made? Uberman says 30,000. I'd go as high as 50,000. You know, and that's actually not too hard to get. You know what? And it's just, but will they do it? Will they do it? But, you know, not driving for Uber would definitely send a message. And you can't go back to Uber. Like, if Uber does a little bit of surge, that's how they get you back. You have to ignore the surge for a little while. I was actually on the app tonight, and it's surging right now. It's Monday night. It never surges Monday night. It's not even Memorial Day weekend. And it's surging. And for once, it's the kind of surge that I normally would take advantage of. But I'm feeling so sour by Uber today that I just, no, not turning that app on. I'm not going to do it. I do believe we're at the point where we really need to start seriously considering just not turning the app on, maybe even turning the app off. Send Uber an email from a secondary email address, not your primary one, just, you know, don't give them a reason to deactivate you purposefully, but send one and say, hey, you know what? I just uninstalled my Uber apps. I'm only driving for Lyft. And, you know, just flood their email boxes with it. Now, I know some people are going to say at this point, oh, not driving for Uber, striking? No, that sounds like a union. But yet you're an anti-union entrepreneur. How is that? Guys, what do you think the union actually does? The union, if you had one right now, would tell you not to turn the app on. You don't need a union to tell you that. Just don't turn the app on. The union would ask Uber for higher rates. You don't need a union for that. You ask Uber for higher rates, and if you don't get them, you refuse to drive for them. You don't need a union for that. You don't. You can change. You don't need to do a union for any of this. You just simply have to have some willpower and the smarts to do something else. So here's the thing. I'm going to be contacting Uberman, Drive Girl Drive, and I'm going to discuss with them collaboration videos. Maybe the three of us and some others out there. Maybe Uber Hints as well. He's a good channel. Subscribe to him. Maybe we can start discussing ways on how we can effectively organize a strike and give people advice on how to make money without Uber, and basically find ways to encourage people not to use the Uber app, and find a way that they give people advice on how they can pay their bills without relying on Uber, because we do need to do something. I think today's new TOS was like wake up call for me, because there was always in the back of my mind this hope that Uber would eventually have to raise the rates, and after the raise to make money. But after today's update, I realized they will raise the rates. They're just not going to pay us more. And in fact, in some cases, we've even kind of given them permission to take our bonuses and our surge, and I'm not cool with that. I am not cool with that. So, I mean, I can't do it alone. He can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. We really need... And you know what? A strike is not going to happen right away. It's not going to happen... It's not going to have instantaneous results. But I think throughout the summer, we could do some serious damage. So, I know I said I was going to upload Lyft videos today. I'm delaying those until tomorrow, because I think this is more important, this message. And I will reach out to other rideshare channels you know, maybe we could do a live stream podcast. I don't know. I will be spitballing ideas with them. Maybe we can become like a collective head. I'm not one of the big ones. I know I'm not. I mean, I almost have 2,000 subscribers, but even if I had 2,000 subscribers, other people have 5,000 or more. But I would love to work with the bigger YouTube channels and some of these other people. And you know what? Yeah, we need to start. The strike can be most effective, in my opinion, of course, if we can not only convince drivers to turn off the apps and not turn them on, but we also need to help them find other ways to make money because they do have bills to pay. And that's going to be the challenge. And I think we can all team together. We can figure out ways to help people with that. And you're going to be hearing about a lot more than just Uber on this channel once this starts rolling, because I'm going to start recommending services that you can sign up for that's not Uber, so you can make money, which is what my channel was built for. And then I got sidestepped in all of this Uber news. And again, today it was like a wake-up call. I realized what Uber actually asked all of us to do, and we let them do it, and we can't let them do it. We have to actually put our foot down and say no. So, Uberman, I don't know what you think about me. It seems like I hate you. I don't. I actually like you quite a bit. It can't happen this week. I mean, it can't happen this week just because of, well, first of all, this weekend, my parents come to town, so I'm going to be on vacation for a week. But you know what? Count me in on a strike and a boycott until things get better. And I would like to start talking about, you know, projects we can do to help people organize the strike and just kind of, at the very least, slowly get the word out to get people to start deleting their app, not driving for Uber. Drive Girl, Drive. Well, I'm seeing you today by the time this video goes up. You know, maybe we can talk about something. The stories are horrible. And here's the thing. One of the things that Uberman said, and it resonates with me, is he said, believe it or not, I love Uber. And believe it or not, I love Uber. I love Uber too. They afford me so many opportunities. This channel alone, it helped during a very bad time, and it's still helping, and it was very therapeutic during a very emotional time. But what they're doing, we just can't continue to allow to happen. I know they need to make money, but you know what? So do we. And honestly, we're the ones that really run this company, not Uber. So count me in. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I don't know exactly how I can help yet. I don't know exactly what to tell you guys right now at this exact moment in time, but we will do something. And keep an eye on this channel. Subscribe if you are new, especially, and click that bell button to get the notifications, because more videos are coming. They will definitely be coming. Even if I have to delay that DoorDash project of mine again, this is way more important at the moment. So, yes. Count Kevin, the entrepreneur, in for a hashtag delete Uber movement that Uber actually deserves to have happen. Subscribe to the channel, click that bell button for notifications, and let's make a change.